All right, welcome back everybody to another episode of the Utopia Let's Play. I did a little bit of work off camera, kind of carried off from where we were last episode, and I started building the beginning of the zombie villager conversion center. It's a little cramped right here, but basically the idea is we'll get a zombie in the center chamber right here. We're gonna build like a dungeon below, which is gonna deal with villager warehousing and the conversion center with the weakness potion and apples. And basically, so villagers will float up here. They'll float into a chamber. We press a button. A minecart gets dispensed, and it'll pick the villager up, send him over this way. He'll go up the rail here, and then the zombie will convert the villager. We press I think there's a way to automate this. I have it set so we can do it manually, but I didn't finish building all this redstone because I think we can automate it. So I guess we'll find out and see as I kind of get working on the dungeon here. But yeah, the villager will be locked onto this unpowered rail. Will get converted by the zombie. It'll get powered, right? Get sent over yonder, and this will lead into the dungeon. That's pretty much the basics of it. So villagers, villagers go in, zombie villagers come out, they get converted, and the cycle continues until all their trades are perfect and they can be warehoused wherever they need to be. Or, excuse me, they can find homes wherever they need to find their homes, right? This is definitely not super sus. But yeah, also built up some, put up some court stairs here. This room isn't completely finished, but this is pretty much how I want it to look. Obviously, there's going to be the housing outside and make it a courthouse and whatnot. But that takes a lot of courts, which we don't have yet. We kind of need this, villager conversion system to get that much courts in the first place. But I did my best to build an upside down pentagram. If you watch the main channel at all, you're into esoterics or occultism, you know that this is an upside down pentagram. So the two prongs up here of the star, I did my best to make it look like a star, represent matter over spirit. If this was a normal pentagram, so this would be on top, then it'd be spirit over matter. But this is supposed to be super dark and like edgy, so upside down pentagram it is. All right, so yeah, let's get started on the dungeon here. I think we're at about Y91. And we kind of leveled down to where we're not going to poke out of the mountain. I don't think it would be a problem. We can actually fit the dungeon we want to build in the mountain. But just in case, there's really no harm in building lower. Because basically, you don't take fall damage when you're in a minecart. And it's not a long enough distance where you're going to be drowning with a soul stand bubble column for this over here. So we might as well stay safe and just build it as low to the ground as we can. We could also run into the amethyst geo down here. There's a whole sorting system behind here, and better just to avoid all the hassle and build on as low to the ground as possible. Oh my god, we're sandwiched. So let's get started. Start building our big hole into the ground here. I think I just looked and it was about Y68 we want to start building at. All right, we'll build 2 lower and then we'll start digging out. It's kind of dark right now. Place some torches. Tell there's a cave nearby. I can hear zombies. I think we want it to be about 22 blocks wide. Yep, I knew it. Ah, okay. I blow up. I didn't even hit the zombie. Are you kidding me? Hard mode, so you get cat on fire. You might as well not have fire resistance on your tools in hard mode. But yeah, I'm going to start... Oh my god, there's so many. Oh, Christ. We need to light up some caves. All right, I'll be back. I'm going to dig out a big area and get working on the... should convert you. Beginnings of the dungeon here. All right, so I've dug out a little bit of the dungeon. We're going to be showcasing that in a second. Right now, I'm just trying to build, I always like to have, nice tubes in the ground, and it's so nice. I just realized as I've built this up about, 20 blocks, I've been building in the corners, too, which is kind of funny, but it's whatever. So we're just going to close this out. Put some deep slate in to kind of cap it off, and make sure to get the quarters. Those are the most important, right? And I'll kind of show what I've been doing in the dungeon area, right? So basically, a converted villager into a zombie villager will fall down here. There will be a rail that will kind of like guide them through. And the idea is the mob cramming, the mob capacity thing is about 24 mobs per. So we can this is going to house 24 villagers, or be able to house 24 zombie villagers. So I've kind of devised a counting system, which we'll see. I didn't devise it, I should say. I looked it up online and then kind of edited it to make it work for my needs and purposes, right? But basically, every single time the villager falls down, or the zombie villager, it'll hit a tripwire, and then it will go on its merry way. And basically, that'll happen 24 times, and it'll be, oh my god, I don't know what it is. Phantoms are disabled, and I still get it's going to turn thunder every 6 seconds, and it's so annoying. I'll go to sleep soon. But yeah, I don't know how loud the thunder is on YouTube, but in my earphones, or my headphones, it's so annoying. So the villager will go down like 24 times. There'll be 24 holding cells. And I've kind of created what I need to create in creative. And so I'll kind of showcase some of the design problems and flaws we run into. But yeah, time to get started on that. I'll see you shortly. And yeah, while we're here, I thought I'd showcase the vine farm because, oh my god, I never use this thing, but I think they made a recipe to where you can convert vines and stone brick into mossy stone brick, if memory serves. And I think this is like the first time I've used this. So yeah, wow, it does work. I could put efficiency 5 on these shears too, but am not doing that right now. So like, yeah, okay. It's good to know this works super nicely, and you kind of start from the bottom and work your way up, right? Because if you start from the top and work your way down, it's going to cut all the vine, and that's not what you want. So let's see if this works in the first place. It does. Okay, well, I'm going to harvest some vines, and I'll be back. All right, so I've got quite a bit of vine here. This should be plenty for our purposes. Got some more in stockpile too. This will grow down. I think I don't want to mine this without efficiency 5 shears again. I don't know if that makes it faster. Hopefully it does, because that was kind of a pain. But we did get quite a few vines, so we can now actually get some mossy stone brick. Look at that. Wow. And yeah, I'll grab some more blocks and start working on the dungeon. All right, I'm back. I got a prototype designed here. And I'll kind of show you how this works. This is a counter I found online from some random forum post. And basically, we have a sticky piston right here. This is like the reset thing. So basically, once you want to reset this and the signal goes all the way through, this right here, this wire, will connect back to this block right here. But we're also going to loop this around. Like, this is a total of 6. So we're going to do that 4 more times, one on this side, and then we'll build a second chamber over here. But yeah, kind of the way it works is there's going to be a tripwire between these 2 blocks. A zombie villager will fall down. It will hit the tripwire. And the first time it's going to do nothing, so that eventually the villager will go over this activator rail, and there'll be a little villager house. It'll get flushed down into another system, which I'll showcase later, which is just going to be the conversion center, right? This is just to get them out of their minecarts and not touching. You can't put them in a big pool because you cure one villager, and then it's going to start attacking the other villagers, and there are ways to deal with that, but like it's just better to keep them separate, in my humble opinion. So we hit this a second time. So the first villager will go through, hit the activator rail. The second villager will go through after hitting this tripwire, and it will not activate this activator rail. It'll hit this one, and it'll get knocked into this chamber, get flushed to its holding cell, and then, and so on, right? Kind of how you can kind of see how this works here with the repeaters and everything. Yeah, and then it's kind of cool, just like the little flash here. And again, once that gets all the way down here, it will go back and hit this thing over here. So yeah, it's kind of what we're working with. I'm going to repeat this, like, probably have to extend the room a little bit this way as well. I'm going to repeat this, like, who knows how many times, and all right, I got some work ahead of me. Wish me luck. All right, status update. So first thing, not much changed, except I realized that these, like, I made these target blocks for a reason, and I could have moved this one over, but it's not a big deal. Nothing really changes. So I kind of worked on our next segment here. Everything is pretty much finished for. I mean, we're just going to basically build like one more of these, like right here. So that's all that's going to happen. I think I have to mine some more cobbled deep slate too, which is a ton of fun. Maybe I don't. I think I actually got a lot last episode with the when I was farming calcite and whatnot. But yeah, so basically mobs will go through. Excuse me, zombie villagers will go through. They'll get ejected, push into the water stream, and then they'll fall down into their little chamber here. There will be dispensers. So there'll be a dispenser here, and there will be a dispenser here that, you know, throw down a weakness potion. So I think we're gonna need like 4 dispensers total, and then we can manually golden apple them. But yeah, I'll build the next segment here, and then we'll start working on the lower chamber. Did it? We're here! Oh my god, this took forever. Had to do a little bit of troubleshooting. It wasn't too bad. Basically, just some stuff with repeater delay, and I had to do a ton of fun testing to make sure to get everything working right. But yep, if I, I set like a countdown timer with a little comparator clock, and it will count down all the way sequentially. Every single one of these will get knocked off. And this should be in working order. Now there's also a cool lava lake here, which is just like thematic for the dungeon, right? I did notice, oh my god, there's so much lag right now. Christ, let me turn down my render distance. Yeesh. Okay, well, I think it might be time to upgrade my computer. So there is one issue. If you recall at the beginning here, we actually have the counter, like, do a fake countdown just to keep, because it doesn't need to deactivate the first activator rail. So the first time it counts down, it actually does nothing, and then it will start counting down and deactivating these activator rails sequentially. So that leaves us with an issue. Assuming we do have the full 24 villagers loaded in here and, you know, getting tripwired down and converted, this last one doesn't actually wire the same way that other ones do. On the bright side, we don't have to do anything too weird because we can just leave this activator rail on like forever. So that's good. But it does give us a challenge in how does this system know when all 24 villagers have been put in their cells, and how does it know when to reset it? So I'm thinking I could either do something manually, or I'm going to engineer something. But yeah, that's where we're at. Everything is finished. We do have 24 holding cells. So I'll be back when I come up with a solution. All right. So I did think of a solution while looking up the counter for, dig a hole right here, for the zombie villagers sequencing thing, right? I did actually find another design for a counter, which wasn't what I wanted. We're going to dig a hole right here, and this is basically going to funnel the all of the empty minecarts back into minecart storage. So I did think of a pretty creative solution. There is another counter we can use, and we're going to activate it with a detector rail. So basically, this can just always be on, right? But every single time a minecart passes through here, and if we do get the full 24 villagers, we now have an automatic way of resetting that. And there's a cute little counter here, which I'll try my best to build on the spot here. So I think it goes something like, there's nothing right here, okay. We put a hopper feeding into it, a target block right here. Then we're also going to we'll grab deep slate, sure. And then a torch right here. I screwed up. Okay, well, this should go over here. Okay. Drop it right here. You right here. Ah, okay, almost found the lava. please. Thank you. And then how does it work? I think we put 2 comparators, both of them feeding this way, and then a piece of redstone dust right here. Yes. So the way this is going to work, I guess I'll demonstrate it with a lever, is we'll put, X amount. So let's put 3. We'll flip this 3 times, and then watch as I flip. Dropper. Is this a hopper? Okay. Why is this not working? Wait, I know why it's not working. Okay, well, I'm dumb. Okay, nothing has changed. So it has three stone bricks, so I'll flip it a few times. So one more time, and watch this torch turn on. And then it resets. And then it resets. It wouldn't be so weird if we didn't have a lever here powering it, but basically, we're gonna have this dispenser get activated by a detector rail, and every single time that happens, we'll put 24 blocks in here, and then on the 24th time, or on the 24th minecart that passes through here, it will automatically reset the system. All right, think I got everything figured out. Just gonna load our minecart thing up with minecarts. I also installed the minecart filtration system, so basically as minecarts get disposed of, they'll recycle back into our chest thingy here. That's plenty of minecarts, so we're going to build a little redstone clock, comparator clock. Yeah, that's what it's called. And what we're going to be doing is giving it our first test run, making sure that we can't really test it with villagers at the moment. I want to wait till it's a little bit more finished before we do that. But we can test to make sure the sequential counting thing works and that we get a signal after 24 minecarts. So what we're going to do is create a little comparator clock, as I mentioned, right? Hopefully we have enough space here. Eesh. Okay, this should be enough, hypothetically. I also forgot redstone dust. I'll be right back. All right, so hypothetically, this should start working. Yep, set the first minecart. Everything looks good. For the time being, we'll delete that. Normally we'd keep that there, but right now that can go. Why is this not? Oh wait, okay. So as soon as I flip this thing right here, it'll start working. Luckily, do I have another lever or anything? Oh my god. All right, well, I need a rail or a lever, so I'll be back in a second. All right, so let's flip that on. Oh, great. Okay, cool. I think it'll work next time, once it has the full momentum, but I guess we'll test it. Let's see. All right, clock should start working. Yep, there we go. And yeah, it worked. Okay, so let's start checking out. Wait, there's a little entrance down here I kind of carved out. Right next to the lava pit, very scary. Yeah, we can start seeing the minecarts go through. I thought I saw one. Oh, there it goes. Into the filtration system, like I mentioned earlier. Now let's see if this is counting. 21. 20. Okay, everything's working perfectly, I think. Theoretically, this would just run infinitely. So I'm gonna cut back to when this runs out, and see if we do get our pulse like we intended. All right, everything's looking good so far. 3 more minecarts. All right, here we go. 2 more, so this should turn off. Yep, here's our last one. All right, that never will turn off. Yeah, we got the redstone signal. Okay, so this does work, and now it's going to reset. I mean, assuming minecarts can keep cycling in here infinitely. There wouldn't ever be more than 24 villagers coming through, luckily. So we would never have to worry about that overfilling. But yeah, basically, we get 24 villagers here. It would reset. Okay, I guess we can actually move on to the second part of the project here. And we're not going to worry. We can just let this run infinitely, I guess. Oh my god. We're not going to worry about this wire right now. We'll probably build like a big control room later. What's important is that this is here. This wire exists and that it works. And we can do all the bells and whistles and maybe get this room look a little bit better too. In the future. Yeah. So I'm going to work on the next part. Basically, what's going to happen is, the villagers will get ejected. They'll get pushed in the water stream here. and there's holes right here. So they're gonna fall 3 blocks. There's nothing in this room that goes down more than 1 block. They'll fall down 3 blocks, and there'll basically be like a walkway to where they get splashed with the potions, the weakness potions, and I can like walk through and golden apple all of them. And then there'll be a piston underneath them, and when I hit like a big lever, it's gonna like remove the floor out from underneath all of them. They'll all fall into like a water stream, and they'll cycle back up to be, you know, this is basically like you basically just want to keep them separated, right? So they don't like convert each other again. This is like what this is all for. So I'm gonna get working on that and like disable the system so it doesn't run forever. All right, some strong progress. I know exactly what I want, and now like the big question I'm asking myself is, where am I going to build this control room that like this wire is going to go to? Whether you want to activate the splash potents of weakness or whatever, or I have some questions to ask with how much we want to automate, how much we want to leave to like manual button presses and everything, because you can't completely automate these things because you have to manually give golden apples to all the zombie villagers. But I'm pretty proud of what I came up with here. So these, oh, well, okay, yeah, they're going to pass through water. They're going to fall in water. So I might have to move a couple of things to make it work. So the well, I don't think water actually breaks rails anymore. So that okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure they have their fall broken and whatnot. I guess I could also use hay bales or slime blocks or whatever. But yeah, basically, I have a couple more questions to answer. I'm not as confident as I once thought I was. There's 2 dispensers. The dispensers will get activated by this observer chain, which we are safe to wire. And there's also going to be a minecart chest that loads and unloads splash potions of weakness into these dispensers. And it'll circle around and get all of them. But it's basically like, so we don't have like a ton of hoppers, and it also works out pretty well. Yeah, I guess it's just so you don't have like a million hoppers, and we're actually like not, you know, brewing like a million splash potions of weakness when we need so many. And then we'll have a nice lever, which will retract the pistons, and the zombie villagers will fall into a water stream and get collected and pushed into, you know, wherever they need to go. But yeah, very excited with how this project has been turning out. Just gonna put the finishing touches on it. All right, so I've been cracking away. Thought I'd give a status update on where we're at. So I did engineer around the one issue here with the dispensers and the hoppers on top of them. So what I did is I was kind of worried that without these trapdoors, which is the solution to the problem, the zombies would get pushed, and since there is a 2-block gap here, could actually fall on top of this observer line. So yeah, with the trapdoors here, there's one above too, if you can kind of see it up there, and so that that's there so that they don't fall on top of this trapdoor. So with these two here, they're free to fall down onto the hay bales, and there won't be any issues. I'm going to build up some walls around the hay bales, but don't want to deal with that right now. And as you can see, I've also added the water streams here, so they'll get pushed this way, then they'll get pushed this way to a central point, and then we have a line going down the middle, which, you know, they'll either get recycled back into zombie conversion therapy, or we'll have them go to a separate chamber where we can move them around as necessary. The rest is just mostly like planning. I'm thinking more about aesthetics right now for what we want to do with the room. I have pretty much all the functionality decided. I guess I'll showcase off this. Yeah, next time I record again, I'll probably like actually have everything finished pretty much. But yeah, I kind of got like the reset line all figured out. So this will reset both the counter and the reset line. I had to make sure to do that because like you can't just reset the cells without resetting the counter. So it's a pretty simple solution. We're going to use redstone blocks getting pushed down. But yeah, that's where we're at. I'm going to do some more. I'm kind of focused more on aesthetics because the rest of this is pretty much just like wiring. Like most of the redstone's already done. I just need to get everything wired up to our control chamber here. And wiring. Okay. Yeah, see you soon. All right, so another status update. Kind of have the aesthetics of the room down and have half of these buttons functional. So when you hit the weakness button, it's going to activate each of these dispensers once on both sides. Piston drop drops for the villagers, and reset cells is practically an unnecessary button because when we piston drop, I just have it reset the cells anyway. So that one counter is also practically useless as well. But whatever, it's not too big of a deal. Do have some other things finalized here as well. So this is how we're going to get down, and this is how we're going to get up. Both these connect to the courthouse. Just need to actually build the water elevators and chutes and drops and all that. Hypothetically, this minecart should start working as well, and I'm going to get that all wired to the weakness stock potions and all that. Apples will go here, health potions will go here, and health potions are really, really important because the villagers are going to be taking, I think, half a heart of fall damage, and also they're going to get mobbed on by the one zombie. So we'll splash them with a health potion or two once they're in the central chamber here. With the added benefit of them being in the central chamber, they can also all get, pushed to whether they want to go back to the zombie villager conversion thing, or if we're going to set them to another chamber where we can move them around as necessary. But yeah, I'm going to get the rest of this room finished up, and I'll come back once everything's all ready. All right, I've been grinding away, and I'm excited to show you guys the progress I've made. So over here, this is where the the now healed and converted villagers will drop down into this 1x1 block right here. We have two sets of pistons. As you can see here, there's the two buttons over there, right? So when those get activated, it will knock the piston down, push this redstone block into these wires. This is a health potion wire. So we're gonna we have health potions filing down here and into the dispenser. It gets activated. It heals all the villagers. Shortly after, it's going to. I guess I can kind of show you. So yeah, that gets activated, and it also activates this comparator clock, or excuse me, pulse extender, right? And basically, it's like, okay, well. There's water right here, and the villagers will get pushed to either direction, whether they're going back into the chamber or if they're ready to be moved around back to their homes, not their warehouses, right? I still need to experiment at whether these comparator clocks are long enough. I don't think they are because remember, we're going to be moving up to potentially 24 villagers, so might have to make these a little bit longer. Might even have to make hopper clocks. I just like the comparator clocks because they're brain dead. I know hopper clocks aren't terribly complicated, but yeah, I'm going to finish this up, and the project should pretty much be finished. I did get the splash potion of weakness thing figured out as well, so yeah. Oh my god, we have got so much done. This is nearing completion. I've been working, still haven't put the walls around these hay bales yet. Hopefully I do that before I forget and actually start loading villagers in here, oh my god. But I pretty much have everything done. I still need to do a little bit more villager moving. We have every single one of these buttons done except the finished storage cell. No, the finished storage cell. And we also need to have like a loading dock, and we need to make like a minecart loader and unloader. So there's a little bit more work to do here, but we do have a full, all right, we can get to the courthouse. Let's hop out here. And it's like, all right, now we also have an official entrance to the dungeon as well. And that is the villager thing. So I'm going to actually hop into spectator mode to kind of show everything off. All right, and then we do have the weakness thing loaded too. As you can see, like the health potion, this thing going to the health potions. Then we have I just made hopper clocks, so like there aren't any issues, and it's like a modular time. They're super nice. They're very easy to make. I got rid of the comparator stuff. Works just fine. Like I said, I have not built one of these. This is going to go to the loading bay. And over here, we can see this cycling right back through. It's kind of we have to kind of move stuff around and whatnot because there's so much stuff going on. But yeah, this will lead back into the the zombie loading bay, right? I'm trying to think, is there anything else I did? Oh yeah, I think the big thing was I got rid of the torches and I made this, like, I put some lanterns. We're never really going to be in this room. I did add a door right here too, so that we can actually get to that room if we ever want to go into it for whatever reason. Not that we're going to ever need to. I mean, there's not a door here yet, but there will be an iron door here. But yeah, this is pretty much all finished. I do think I want to do a couple more things. Like, I don't know if these, like, if I'm going to have glowstone here, or if I want to do some lava or some different blocks. The glowstone is nice for lighting, so, like, do I want to vary it? So I have a couple more questions to ask myself, and then I also need to obviously get some more villager water streams with the loading bay, and kind of get that all designed and fleshed out. So I guess I'll work on that next. All right, working on the finishing touches of this project. I have nearly everything done, and oh my god, has this taken a lot longer than I thought it would. I thought this would be a nice, quick and simple little project, but yeah, it's been like 2 full days pretty much. But yeah, filled in the rest of the walls here. Had to harvest some more vines to get all the mossy cobble necessary. I'll show off the little bit of progress I've made. I think there's technically 2 more things I need to do before this project's over. I've really just been working with water streams. Like, all of the villager stuff is completely wired. I also added this nice little trail, so I'll show you the room I made right here. So we head up here, and this is the drop-off room, the loading room, like I mentioned earlier. So we can hook this up, and we can feed villagers in. They'll get sent over here. There's an activator rail right there, and that leads back into the same wire that leads into them getting dropped into the courthouse by the zombie. And that's the other thing we need to do. So these are the last few things about the project besides actually building the courthouse. But, like, imagine it's probably gonna be like 10 more episodes before that's done. I did trade some more quartz to mend my tools and whatnot, but yeah, so the big thing is getting a zombie in here. It shouldn't be too big of an issue. Just make sure to get it name tagged. And the next thing we need to do is make a little computer. So we could do this normally. And by normally, I mean, like, the way I did this in the creative world was I had 2 buttons. And so you'd hit one button for the minecart to launch, and then the minecart would launch. And then you'd wait for the villager to get converted. And then you hit the next button once the villager's converted. Now, I think I need to double check that that might be what we do inevitably, but I think in hard mode, there's a set amount of times that the zombie villager will attack these villagers. So that means if it's, like, consistent across the board, the zombie villager hits the villager 6 times, we can automate that. So we can have, like, a little button we press and it'll turn on. And we can also put a pressure plate right here so that it turns off. So I'm going to experiment with that and report back, and maybe also get a zombie the thing. It is nighttime, but we need to get, like, a rail and to get him in here and everything, so might hold off on that for a little bit. Probably the last thing we do is, like, the crown. But yeah, I'll tinker with this and come back with my results. All right, so wow, I think I got it working, like, a lot quicker than I thought I would. Like, I thought this would take a lot more testing and experimentation and redstone, but I got it working pretty compactly, and I must say. So let's see it working. So I click the button, turn the flip-flop on. Yeah, this is kind of janky how I decided to wire this. So the zombie villager will get... Okay, it's not perfect yet. But... Oh, wait. Yeah, so if I just add some more delay... Basically, it's just a T flip-flop, and then, like... Oh my god, let's get maybe, like, a little bit more... It's just a T flip-flop and a hopper timer. And then the hopper timer, both of its outputs. So one of them goes to the minecart, and then the other one goes to the this thing. So I couldn't find a better way to power up the powered rail right here. So let's see it working. So we'll get the zombie. We'll convert the zombie villager to the zombie villager. Pop. And there she goes. I just wish I could get it what I want is for this to happen instantly. See how there's like this pause? There doesn't need to be a pause here. It could just happen instantaneously. So I'm wondering how to like basically like skip that middle cycle, or like, do I even care? Like, is this just good enough? Do I want to work on this more? But it's pretty much everything. I mean, like, there's just like the observer line that powers this dispenser, which powers the minecart, and then this, you know, horrible monstrosity. We'll get terracotta around this so it doesn't move the floor or anything. We can probably see what those minecarts are up to too. Not gonna have any villagers, unfortunately, at the moment, but see if we can spot a minecart falling through, running up our counter. Hey, there we go. So that counter works. Let's see if it... Yeah, this is so sick. Oh my god. And I guess it's been running for a while here. Christ. Yeah. So that's amazing. Okay, everything's working like as intended. It feels really, really good when you build like a giant redstone monstrosity like this and like everything's like working as intended, you know? So let's go back up to the surface, and I might tinker around with this just a little bit more to see if I can like get rid of that middle cycle. I'm gonna be completely honest, this is like fine. This is like all I need. I'm kind of like, I'm just tired of redstone. I am so sick of redstone projects, and I just want to get villagers in here. I just want to have this working. So like, yeah, there it goes. And we could increase the timer a little bit longer too if it takes a little bit more. It's very modular and easy. But yeah, I'll see if I can skip that like that dead air in between these. Maybe not, but maybe I don't care. But yeah. All right, so I did get it working. I really don't know how it works, but it does work. All I did was invert the signal. I got this working in the creative world the way I liked it working. So I just inverted the signal to the minecart dispenser, and like literally, I shortened the hopper clock too, and literally everything is working perfectly. This is exactly how I want it. I'm actually kind of amazed at how well this worked out compared to how much of a headache some of the other stuff was. Granted, it wasn't too tricky, but oh my god, was it tedious. So I think we are finally finished with everything. I'm going to save loading these up with villagers for another episode. All right, and before we end the episode, I'm actually going to do one more thing. We need to grab a ton of shulker chests, shulker boxes. We're going to go to the nether and grab gold blocks, and also grab a ton of white stained glass. All right, well, let's smelt some more of this stuff up. I'm pretty sure this will be enough. I mean, it's not going to hurt to have a ton of sand anyway, or excuse me, a ton of glass. All right, we're also going to grab a ton of apples as well. I think that's all we have. I actually need to get the tree farm. The tree farm is functional. It just doesn't have like proper item sorting. So like a lot of the sticks and apples and saplings don't really go anywhere. So some of them get voided, some of them get burned up. And now that we have the zombie villager conversion thing going for us, we actually do need a ton of apples. So probably gonna actually focus on that in future episodes. It's one of the bigger projects. All right, so here we are at the gold farm. We have plenty of gold. Oh my god, I guess I have been busy. Get this all in chests. Nice shulker box full of gold. Yeah, I guess we'll make a ton of apples as well. So that's an entire shulker chest full of gold blocks. Yeah, I think I've been here pretty recently. I've like AFK'd overnight at least 2 or 3 times, because that is a lot of gold. And I forget, we'll do this. Is it ingots or... So can I do nuggets too? Make apples? No, it has to be ingots. Okay. Well, I'm glad we have so much gold. Otherwise, this would be a pain. Grab a ton of you. So it's going to be about a stack of gold blocks per stack of apples. So it's actually a ton. So I'm going to get crafting here. Oh my god. I don't believe it. I don't believe it's finally done. This took like 4 or 5 hours. Not to mention I had to get more gold halfway through. This is how much gold we have left. And I got probably 18 stacks of gold blocks. Some that were already in the nether, and then some that I AFK'd for as well. But it's finally here. Let's kind of check out every single side before we close things off here. Building up the the stained glass window was definitely what was the most boring and what took the longest. So before we big this big beautiful factory over here, I also have a schematic ready from the creative world to build in survival over here. I'm gonna go to a deep dark biome and get the shift sneak ability, right? So I don't want to have to deal with that ever again. But I kind of try to go for like an angelic type thing. If you recognize the symbols here, this is supposed to be like a catechus, like Hermes staff, right? The goat. And as you can see, we built the eye up here as well. Big ol' eye. And actually interesting. So this is different from the creative world. I built a second eye. You saw me punch out all of this glass here as well. And so that's so I can put like lighting right here and put lighting in the iris, more importantly, and not have like sea lanterns visible, right? So this bottom eye, it also stops like a layer of like you're just looking at just the eye through the building, right? So you see just the eye. Before you would see a layer of white stained glass underneath it, and also sea lanterns. Yeah, like you can see, like I had to farm up all the snow from the snow golem too. But yeah, this is gonna do it for today. This is what I had all built up. I hope you like the eyeballs on the side of the building here, and yeah, let me know what you think. All right, I'll see you later. Take care.